Hi guys, I am Moby, also known as the GM of the New Orleans second line, and I will be reading for the Arizona Outlaws, the Orange County Otters, and the Yellowknife Braves.
And I am UC, the GM of the Austin Copperheads, and I'll be reading for Austin, Sarasota, Colorado, and New York.
Through a string of events, the Arizona Outlaws have the first overall pick, and with the first overall pick, the Arizona Outlaws select Thomas Sutha, wide receiver, Lemnapi from the Minnesota Gray Ducks. So according to Simo here, Lemon was drafted to Minnesota along with myself, Simo, this season, and has been great to see their growth in the league. Very quickly, we were added to the mini war room, and we were just wanting to be involved and helping out where he can. And he's always been having a great time in the locker room and other discords. He's been a pleasure to be around, and he's always been keen on being a part of any team's locker room. And this is from Simo. So very high pick, but as we've seen in the general Discord, the rookie and the main Discord, very active. Done a lot of media with the mock drafts. I think he's done at least five or six, and just very involved. You know, um,
Whoa.
already this high. Damn.
So we have decided. So we have three firsts in this draft, and we decided that parting ways with two of them would be the ideal move to get the guy we want at the second overall pick, which is your pick,
Yeah.
CC.
CC. CC, we can't hear you. No.
Said it was disconnected. Is that better? We'll wait and see if anyone says anything. It's always something. There's always at least one thing that gets messed up when I
On a
host.
little delay. Okay, yeah, I hear you.
Cool. Okay, so now UC has my pick.
All right.
Who will he take?
Yes. With the second overall pick, the Austin Copperheads select JQ the Third, Opera Phantom, QB. So we traded up to secure Q because we have probably or had the most precarious QB like situation in the league. Like we have a season 35 guy, no backup, so we needed to get a guy, and seeing a guy of Q's caliber available was we had to get him. So that's why we made the trade. We made this pick, and we're very happy with our decision.
Considering that you guys are in a contending window, I think this is a very good move. That you had to make, and for one of the best all-time users in sim history. So very worthwhile, especially in terms of value.
Yeah, definitely. Next, Sarasota is on the clock.
It's me too. So, with the third overall pick of this draft, Sarasota selects Wing Gundam Tots defensive end. As the draft approached and we began talking about which prospects were the best fit for us at pick 3, we knew we wanted an established player that can contribute to the team with more than just their dot on the field. The prospect at the top of that list was Tots, so when they were still available at 3, it made this a very easy pick to make. We're excited to welcome Wing Gundam to the Sailfish, and that is from Sarasota, of course.
I think that was from ABH, is the one that wrote those. Or at least he's the one that sent them to me. All right, next we have Berlin, and with the fourth pick, they will select defensive tackle, Sack Sparrow, user Water from London. And DeWalt said, if I can find the notes, Water was someone we were focused on targeting early in the draft process. They're a fantastic person to talk to, as we've seen in LRs and in scouting. They've shown dedication to the league as a backup updater, and we look forward to them being a key user for Berlin and a building block for the team in the long term.
This is, this is a typical Berlin pick, but I've had a couple of great interactions with Water, and updating and whatnot, and this is a very, very great pick for Berlin to replenish the reputation of being probably the best defense in the league for like years.
Definitely great pick here. And let's see if they make another great pick with one of the selections they picked up from Austin. And with that pick, they will select linebacker Gaius Gleal, user Crowdyman, my former co-GM, who we partnered together to win an Ultimus with. So fantastic pick here. They said Crody is an excellent user and helps make this community a great place. We're excited to have the opportunity to bring one of the excellent players to Berlin. In addition to their player, Crody as a user brings a ton of experience to our team with their GM experience and knowledge of the sim. Crody is one of the goated sim testers in this league. He said that in his Minnesota days, he would just sit at his desk with a cigarette and a beer and sim test all night. So, love to see it. Next up is Sarasota.
Sarasota, give me a sec.
That is
Sarasota.
me, in fact.
Okay.
So, with the 6th overall pick, Sarasota select Ignatius Cleatington, Spiffy McGee, Tijuana, a tight end. Oh, so this also from Sarasota, of course. Over the course of my various scouting conversations, Spiffy McGee was one new user that really stood out to us. We are very impressed by their investment in the league as shown by their immediate contributions and league jobs. They've also added a bit of Warham experience to their resume, which we look forward to expanding on. Spiffy McGee has all the makings of a franchise cornerstone, and we are thrilled to be able to snag them with this pick. Welcome to Sarasota. Yeah, this was a guy that at around this pick range, we tried to trade up again to get them, but it just didn't really work out. Sarasota really got a jump with this pick.
Yeah, this is one of the best locker room users in the draft, in my opinion. Share a locker room with them in Tijuana. Next, we have Yellowknife, which is
All right. Me.
No, it's you. You're right.
Yeah. With the seventh overall pick, the Yellowknife Raid select Honey, Dylan
Nope,
Duma.
not quite.
Oh,
Trade. So yeah, Colorado is receiving pick 11, and my butchers are there's a little bit of a mix up here, but yeah, Colorado is selecting here.
Oh yeah.
With a trade with us where they send us 2 seconds for our first. And so now it says Yellowknife again, but I believe it's still Colorado.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because of that. Do you want me to announce it or?
All
right.
Yeah,
No,
go ahead and go on to the pick. UC.
So, with the 7th overall pick, Colorado will select.
Okay, I wasn't sure how this was set up.
Yeah.
Why didn't we just do the 3-team trade thing? What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because
Infinite
I
hates
didn't
setting
want
him up.
to.
He hates
What,
setting
you
him
did
up.
it for Austin
Come on,
way
Birdman,
back
it
when.
would
You
be
can do
better.
it.
He doesn't like
Do
it
you want to
because
know
he
what
has...
the file name is for the 3-team trade Photoshop document?
What is
Trades
it?
because GMs hate me.
Isn't it because
Yeah,
isn't it because these 2-team trades are automatically generated and you have to do manual work for 3-team trades?
Yes.
Oh, you poor thing.
Oh no, Birdman. Oh no.
All right.
Hey, bye.
Anyway, Colorado's on the
Colorado,
clock
get
now.
the 7th pick. Yellowknife get 11 and a second rounder in the Reddit draft. Now, we move on to the 7th overall pick. And they will select Dylan Duma, Honey, tight end. So, and this is the note from Colorado. Honey was on our radar pretty early as a good earner, but it wasn't until we invited her to our locker room that we realized just what a phenomenal person we had on our hands. This started a month-long quest to trade up to get her, in which we tried to trade for any pick in the first half of the round. We are thrilled that we managed to put together a trade to get her, even if Enfi is refusing to present it as a 3-way trade it truly is. Even as GMs are talking about this. We look forward to seeing more of her wonderful personality and racy gifts in our locker room, and we are excited to see how Dylan Duma can help us out on the field.
Very nice. Now that we're through that whole debacle, Berlin is back up again, I think, with the second pick they got from Austin. And with pick 8, they will select running back Kyle Bessie, user Pokecraft. D-Walt says Pokecraft is someone who's
Nothing
really...
of value.
Usually, yeah. Pokecraft is someone who's really hitting their stride in the league and someone we were super excited to grab to be our running back of the future. We've had some of the best ISFL running backs play in Berlin, and with Pokecraft's willingness to fill any role, we know that they have the potential to be the next great player to wear the Hot Lizzie's jersey. He said Fire Salamanders. I substituted it out. Anyway.
Hot Lizzie's.
Sarasota's up.
Wowee. With the 9th overall pick, Sarasota will select Spruce Willis. Holy render.
Love it.
Nice.
Love
Football is cool. Safety. Having grown so close to football is cool over our time with his last player. We knew we had to bring him back to Sarasota. We missed his presence in the short time he has been gone. Welcome back home. Football is cool.
And once you're done coughing, I think you're up again.
That is also me. And so, with the 10th overall pick, Austin will select...
Oh, 1 second. I just noticed that there's a Sarasota ornament on the spruce tree.
Oh, there is.
That's awesome. Anyway, Austin will select
Crasher Wake, Zodiac, whatever, defensive tackle. So, Zodiac was the first overall pick in the DSFL draft. He's a wonderful user. He's a GM over in the minor leagues in the PBE. He's got the war room experience. He's a good earner. You know, we're very excited that we could bring him in.
All right. Next, we have Yellowknife through the series of trades that happened before.
As a result of the Colorado trade, the Yellowknife dropped from 7th to 11th overall. And with the 11th overall pick, the Yellowknife Rays select Uber BJ, Chicago Butcher linebacker from the London Royals. And according to Zoot and Tuba, a former longtime Wraith at a position of need, we are happy to again have Uber and Yellowknife in the blue and black. Despite his horrid name, Uber told us he was excited at the prospect of coming back to the frozen tundra during scouting. When he was still here at this pick, we jumped at the chance to bring him home where he belongs. Another return to glory, return to the hometown team.
One of his hometown teams, yeah. He was with Chicago for maybe the majority of his career on his last player, but definitely a great user, huge locker room presence. Hopefully he can bring it in the earning department. And next we have Baltimore. Oh wait, that's me. With the 12th pick in the ISFL draft, the Baltimore Hawks select a trade.
Hi.
You want to talk about it, Moby?
Yeah. So during the draft process, we at NOLA felt that, although we had Berlin's pick, it was due to unfortunate, I guess, sim luck or luckily, depending on who you ask, the pick dropped from potentially 9th all the way to 13th. So we felt that we had to get back into the first round to get another talented player, and with the 12th overall pick, we selected Double Dub, Josh Gibson, safety from Kansas City Coyotes. And honestly, when we made this pick, we were extremely surprised that he fell all the way down, considering his high TPE total and his superb coverage skills. Now, of course, it might say 1 interception, 6 passes defended, but in terms of the advanced stats, the comprehensive stats that I think Infinite or someone else, I don't know who does, they've had a very high coverage grades and very high, advanced stats, and we felt it was a no-brainer to take him at this pick, which would be a very good draft steal.
Yeah, I was surprised to see him available here too. Hopefully it's a good pick for you guys, and hopefully pick 13 is good. because you're up again.
Yep. With the pick that we've had from Berlin with the 13th overall pick, the New Orleans second line select I hate Bob Nutting, Bubba Hogg, linebacker from Portland what are they called again? The Portland
Python.
Pythons. The Portland Pythons. So one of the best linebackers remaining on the board. The fact that he was able to fall this far after a good conversation we had with him is another steal. And we needed to round out our defense, and with Boba's versatility and coverage, sacks, and just overall good manners and personality, we felt it was a no-brainer to pick him here.
Yeah, great pick. Next is
And
Arizona.
I'm up again for
Mm-hmm.
what's it called? Yeah, I'm up again for Arizona. So Arizona here, their original pick after they won the Ultimates back to back, with the 14th overall pick, the Outlaws select Eman Outlaw, linebacker from All Bets on James, linebacker from Tijuana. So, according to Simo, Jimbo is someone I've had a fair bit to do with in a few different sim leagues. Not that he gave us much of a choice here, but I'm happy to play with Jimbo again. Glad to see he recreated in the ISFL.
I, for one, am shocked that he ended up going to the Outlaws. And next we have Baltimore, which is me. Hey, I remembered this time. With the 15th pick, Baltimore will select wide receiver Anakin Skywalker, user FSF. They said the pinging is coming to nest in Baltimore, a fiercely loyal and active user within our league who has recreated. FSF is a stand-up guy who has such an amazing ability to bring a team together and make a locker room feel more than just another Discord server. We in Baltimore value the user above all else and want to ensure that we build and maintain a tight-knit team as users away from the dots on the screen, and FSF is one of the best in the league for that. So it was a simple choice. As a wide receiver, Moreau and Turnbull are soon to hit regression, so Skywalker fits into the pipeline nicely to take the mantle over as lead receiver in due time. Hopefully he doesn't feel that he has brought peace, freedom, justice, and security to his new team. I was heartbroken to see this pick. He's one of my best friends in the league. I just met him in real life on a trip to Washington a few weeks ago. One pick away, but Baltimore got a great user here, so happy for both of them. And next up are my butchers, and with the first pick, we select me, linebacker Sim Gonna Sim. For
Ew.
anyone, sorry, what was that?
Ew.
Yeah, fair. For anyone that doesn't know, for any new users, ISFL teams are required to select their GM pick with the first second round pick they have. Usually teams will try to trade back over and over again, pick up some extra assets, but since we had multiple second rounders, we just decided to take me with this one, and we have another second round pick next. So that explains why I got taken so early. Otherwise, may have gone much later in the draft. Bailey did this render, so of course it's me crashing a bike. It's not actually me, but I would never ride a bike with Crocs. Anyway, next up, here's our actual first second round pick. And with pick 17, we select linebacker Norman Smiley, user Smitty Hextall, however you say it. 1 second, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear this, but I had a request to play something while I read this. Can you hear that or not? No? Okay, never mind. Sorry, Evil, it won't play. Or my mic won't pick it up.
I heard it. It was
only when I was
bad,
talking though. Here, if it happens when I'm talking, that's fine, I think. Okay. So, what's that? That's Norman Smiley's music. After Norman's conquest through the ECW, WCW, and WWE, he is ready to take over the ISFL, and the two-time hardcore champ is bringing the big wiggle to Chicago. Although Smitty Hextall might not be much of a locker room presence, anyone who has listened to the cutting room floor knows he is excited about the league and is eager to be one of the class's top earners. Another one of Morley's disciples, see Joe Reed, Walt McKinley, and Brandon Mason. We have no doubt that Smitty will be as consistent a user as they come. We look forward to him being a key part of pulling the Chicago defense out of the depths of hell and raising the championship belt trophy. Welcome to Chicago. Let's bake. And next we have San Jose, who I'm also reading for. They don't have any music to accompany their pick, unfortunately. But with pick 18, they will select safety Thucrict. Is that supposed to make a word? Anyone know?
I have no idea.
Okay.
No clue.
User Deadly, longtime ISFL user. San Jose says, Deadly has been a fantastic spark to the league in their triumphant return. They've led some community-wide game nights, which are a great way to encourage engagement and get people networking with league mates they may not have otherwise talked to. And that's the kind of vibe we're looking for in San Jose. We're happy to get the added bonus of them playing at a position we very much need. Deadly's around 230 TPE as of this presentation, so even though we didn't have a first-round pick, this sure feels like one. We can't wait to see what you can do in the green and gold. I remember playing games with Deadly back in the good old days when we had a game server. Real fun guy. Next up is Chicago again. And with the 19th, I feel like I've been talking forever, man. With the 19th pick, Chicago selects running back Oscar Clark, user Goblin Jr. And I don't remember who wrote this one. Maybe Rake? I think it was Rake. He says, okay, you're a goon, but what's a goon to a goblin? Is that a song lyric? I feel like that's a Jay-Z song. Anyway, well, the ISFL is about to find out. As an avid D&D fan, Goblin Jr. will be joining the Bloody Butchers in the hopes of adding an OP player to the party who can buff the LR. With the team in the midst of a rebuild, Chicago believes they rolled a nat 20 with this selection. Very excited to have Goblin join us. Oh my god, I have to talk again. Baltimore's on the clock. And with pick 20, they select defensive end, Tonka Dan Straw. Are you kidding me? I'm up again after this? User T. Din.
This is just the draft with CC.
It really is. I better have a big break later. Okay, they said a current Majors GM in the PBE and Dude Man's former GM. TD brings plenty of experience as a Sim League. I can't believe I've been talking for like 10 minutes. As a Sim League user, as well as enthusiasm for LR in all the leagues. Their willingness to help the team in whatever capacity shot them up our draft boards and couldn't pass up on them. We're so glad we were able to get them in the second round here and look forward to bringing them in officially and have the turntables on them. Please God be the last time I have to talk. With pick 21, Baltimore selects, thank God, running back Bertie Mannering Phipps, user Bernard Hebu. Dude Man says, one of the top new users in the class, Bernard was a no-brainer at a position of need. Their enthusiasm to the league, as well as their focus on building the community aspect of the team, was the main draw for us. Their desire to learn the sport of football and background in D&D will bode well for us, and we are definitely looking forward to having them on the team. It's your turn, UC.
Hello.
Hello.
With the 22nd overall pick, the Austin Copperheads select Robert Green, Rob JG2 of the Tijuana Luchadors. So Rob, he was a guy we had a pretty good conversation with. Solid earner, safety is a position, DB can always use more defensive backs. And no, we're excited to bring him in. See what they can do for us.
Nice. Moby, you're next.
All right. So with the 23rd overall pick, the New Orleans second line select me, pretty much me. This is We originally had obviously the first overall pick in the second round, and we, you know, traded with Baltimore to secure the 12th overall pick. So trading back, we eventually had to use this pick to get the GM pick me, and pretty much I'm at a position of need. Nothing more needs to be said.
No, I'd like you to keep talking about it.
We gotta get through this draft. There's nothing more to be said.
Reach, yeah,
Reach.
that's probably a fair thing to say. I couldn't believe nobody said it on my pick. Next,
A reach
Well, I
would have
said
been me
ew.
and like
you said ew. That is close to the same thing, I guess.
you see, you're
I
an
was
ultimate
busy.
ew.
Okay, next is San Jose, and with pick 24, they select a trade. They are sending this pick and getting my second round pick, which we sent last offseason for Reno, Colorado. And they're also getting the better of a pick swap in next year's third round. So Colorado is now on the clock.
Exciting. And with the 24th overall pick, Colorado select. Who?
Who?
Bell Pepper.
Reach. I'll say it. I'll be the
Reach.
first to say it.
I will do the courtesy of reading him his note. Reach. That's
Nice. Very
That's
nice.
all.
Okay. Next is Yellow
I
Knife.
feel like we should emphasize to the newer users here that everyone we call a reach is a GM pick.
Yeah.
We're
we
not
probably
just
should.
bullying them because we're
Right.
mean.
Yes. So
Well, we are, but
for the
Fair.
new users, for the new users that are going into this draft or for future drafts, especially S44, the second round usually is where GM picks are made, and as
I already
Infinite CC
explained all
UC said, we're just joking around when we're like reach. Though sometimes, who knows, maybe there might be actual reach. I'm just playing. But with that being said, with the 25th overall pick, we have another reach. It's Zoot TX, quarterback
is Reach.
Maximus Boudreau from the Norfolk Sea Wolves. Yeah, this is pretty much the biggest reach of the draft, in my opinion. I'm just saying,
Did we lose him?
Gardner Minshew. I mean, in all
Lose who?
seriousness, it's a GM pick, and it's a position of need that Yellowknife's needed, because their quarterback is old right now. So yeah, position of need. Bring back one of their OGs and GMs. Two birds, one stone.
What'd you say, Infinite?
Oh, in this case,
did you say we lost someone?
hello?
No,
You guys
my
hear me?
internet cut out.
Oh, okay.
Oof.
Gotcha.
Okay,
Why do I feel
yeah,
like
pretty
this is
much.
not the first Gardner Minshew Yellowknife render? For some reason, that
I-
just looks very familiar to me.
It absolutely isn't.
Yeah. Okay, next we have Colorado.
with the 26th overall pick, Colorado select Giles Merritt, All-Star 20890. Colorado have this to say: we were thrilled when All-Star made it to us in the draft. Stagg has incredibly high opinions of them, and we have seen their NFL takes, which we hope will be shared frequently in our locker room in the future. We think this pick and the star-studded career that will follow was written in the All-Stars. Wow.
What a great.
This is a guy,
thing to
he's
say.
PBHO. He's got the big experience in sim leagues. Pretty good for a second-round pick.
Definitely. This render looks more like a Berlin render than Colorado. Need to fire Bailey, I think.
Yeah, I think the green on the jersey
Right,
does that.
Anyway, looks like New Orleans is on the clock.
All right. This was the Berlin. Yeah, this was Berlin's second round. This is Berlin's second round pick. So with the 27th overall pick, the New Orleans selects Muska, Kelijah Venue, O-line from Kansas City Coyotes. Now, I'm gonna be honest, gentlemen. I am surprised that not only one of the best users, one of the best users in the league, fell this far, but like at a position of, regardless of need, O-line, and he's a very active earner. just
Mhm.
active overall. I'm surprised we were lucky enough to snag him at this low in the draft, and this I would say arguably this is the steal of the draft at a very necessity of a position of need of O line. Can never have too much of them.
Very true. Every team needs O line. Looks like Arizona is on the clock.
All right, and with the 28th overall pick, the Arizona Outlaws select the biggest reach of all time. Can't believe it.
Absolutely.
Simo, aka Paul Doja, from the Minnesota Grey Ducks, of another teammate of myself and Lenape. And all he said was, "Reach jokes are not funny and are unoriginal. Get new gear." It's almost as if he knew this was coming. The biggest reach of all time.
Almost. You know what? We don't know what's coming. New Orleans pick at 29 overall.
Yeah, with the 29th overall pick, the first pick in the third round, the New Orleans second line select a
Trade.
trade. So at this point in the draft, we're not revealing too much. Having the first, this is part of the draft where it kind of gets a little sparse. But since we had the first pick in the third round, each round, because we were unfortunately bad, this pick still had a lot of value, and we felt that we could still recuperate some future value. And thankfully, with Baltimore being the lovely people that they are, we made this trade and got future value. Thanks again, Baltimore.
Very cool. And now I'm reading for Baltimore. So let me find the notes. Okay. With pick 29, they will select linebacker Sam Mercury. User Rise of Smitty, the second Smitty taken in this draft. Dude Man says, we drafted not only one, but two huge Star Wars fans. Our scouting convo with ROS was one of the best out there, and we had to trade up for them. A former GM in the league, ROS brings plenty of knowledge and enthusiasm for the league, and we definitely could take as many linebackers as possible. Welcome to the Hawks. And now, my Butchers are on the clock again, and with pick 30, they will select a trade. We're sending this pick and our S44 third round pick for Yellowknife's S44 second, and we're moving back 5 slots. So now Yellowknife is up.
All right. With the 30th overall pick, the Yellowknife Rates select Thiel, aka Tyler Hunt, wide receiver from Norfolk. And with their notes, it said, I assume this is Zoot. I'm going to assume this is Zoot. After getting to know Tarathriel in the Norfolk locker room, we've had our eye on him throughout the draft. After getting to trade up for what seemed like forever, we were successful, and at 30th overall, getting a player and a user of his caliber might be the steal of this draft. Excited to see what the future holds for Hunt in the ISFL.
Very
Yeah,
nice. I didn't
I can see.
scout Tarathiel, but I know one of my boardroom members was pretty high on them.
Considering that production, yeah, I would argue, I agree. This is arguably the best steal of the draft.
Yep. Next up, we have Orange County. Is this their first pick?
This is their first pick of the draft.
Nice.
Man, can't imagine not having high picks. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha, right? Couldn't be Nola. Ha ha. But in all seriousness,
I can't relate to that. I don't know about you, but I can't relate.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, haha. All right. In all seriousness, with their first pick in this draft, the 31st overall, OCO or Orange County Otters select Kazi 420, Alex Sanchez, wide receiver from Bondi Beach. And with their notes, this is a big one. I'm assuming from Uptown. How could we not draft the Orange County Otters' biggest fan when it's this guy? Oh my God. When he landed right in our lap. As soon as Kazi found the league through a random stream, he began supporting the Otters. Hydrium did the majority of work when it came to showing how to create, and the Orange County locker room was heavily invested in watching the process take place in the YouTube chat. Soon after he created this player, we invited Kazi to our locker room where he supported us throughout the season, even when times were tough. We are extremely excited to have him as an official member of the team from this point on. You know, Uptown, if you're hearing this, that is a W. I will give you that. That is, because you guys know which game that was, right?
Nope.
That was the NOLA game when they were, it was a back and forth, and the fact that we all thought it was a meme, but OCO managed to get him into the league. I gotta respect that. I gotta respect that.
Yeah.
Uptown high jump, nice.
Very nice. Next is San Jose after I think they traded back to this pick. So with pick 32, they select wide receiver Megatron, user McGritty10. And Russ said, with our second pick in the draft, we went with another position of need that we should now have solidified for the foreseeable future. Gritty rounds out a young wide receiver core that has come together through trades and position switching. Thank you again, Nate. They learned the ropes on their first player and are back now ready to show what they can do. Right around 200 TPE, we're happy with this bargain of a pick deep in the third. Russ has a solid relationship with Gritty, and Tyler, our next QB, is Gritty's current GM in London. So we've got the connections all set up for success. Megatron as a Sabercat screams Zoids to me, so we need to get that render done ASAP. Next, we have Colorado again.
Hi, yes.
Hi.
With the 33rd overall pick, Colorado will select LaFluke Paris Johnson, user HemHem. There was a lot of chatter in our scouting conversations about the impacts HemHem can have on a locker room. Many of our users are very fond of them as a user, and they just so happen to fit a position of need as well. We hope LaFluke Paris will leave opposing players hemming and hawing on the field after getting torched.
Ooh, bad puns.
Ooh.
Next, we have Sarasota.
With the 34th overall pick, Sarasota select Reginald, Arsenault?
Probably Arsenault or Arcano. Probably Arcano.
Sen. I'm going to say Sen. UC is probably
Sanchez, 55. Sanchez is someone we've had our eye on since he recreated last offseason. We've truly got to really know Sanchez's brilliance during his time moderating in the Werewolf server, and so we were excited to see him still on the board here at 34. He is a veteran presence in the ISFL and other similes, and we look forward to his contributions on the Sailfish.
Very nice. Glad to hear it. Next up is, or are, the Butchers. And with pick 35, we select defensive end Leak Saxalot? I don't know.
What?
But the user is TVC, one of my good friends. TVC has been on Chicago on both of her last two players, and we couldn't be happier to bring her to the Butchers a third time. She may not be the powerhouse max earner that she once was, but we're still very excited to have her on the team to contribute in whatever capacity she's able to. I think this render is an old render. Her last player was Franklin Turtle, so I think maybe it's the same render.
Hey, I'm glad to see them back. Yep. A long time, great user.
Oh yeah, former Minnesota GM.
Yes.
Whenever I was a lowly war room member for her and Jamar, and I think
you and I were in the same
TVC's
S24.
place.
Yeah, S24, that era.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I remember that very well. Next up is Austin.
With the 36th overall pick, the Austin Copperheads select Sean Aldrich, slump 64 running back, Portland. So at this point in the draft, we were pretty shocked that we could get someone who is decently active, and they're earning. They just updated this week. They're on Discord. I saw them today, and also they got a recommendation from Portland's GM, who was in our war room. So we figured, why not? And welcome to Austin, Sean.
Nice. I think you're up again with Colorado.
Indeed. So with the 37th overall pick, Colorado will select Michael Cleocatra. That was a creative name. Andy joined late as a waiver, but has been very consistent keeping up with his player, even though the ISFL isn't his primary league. He's an excellent guy to talk to, and we hope we can give him an active and welcoming space in the return to ISFL. He's also a Season 7 Yeti alum. Wow, he was teammates with Infinite.
Wow. Any thoughts, Infinite?
Way back, Andy, I believe, was a tight end by the name of Alvin Chipmunk.
Nice.
Way back.
That is
Like S-teens?
That's like 4 years ago. How do you remember that?
Oh my.
Yeah, I'm surprised too.
Honestly, I genuinely forgot until Jenny reminded me, because that was so long ago that a lot of those usernames are lost to time in my brain.
For sure.
But I'm really glad that they're back on the Yeti. I mean, at least this time we won't go 0-14, so yay.
Oof.
Yeah, that's what you think.
Actually, I said 4 years
Please,
ago.
God, no, not
probably even
again.
Longer. Wow.
Join the club.
Oh, I started the club, buddy.
All right. Well, let's quit arguing over who sucks more, and let's hear New York's pick.
Well, that's me again. With the 38th overall pick, New York will select Huck in Darts, Overdue, wide receiver. We were hucking darts at the draft board. Oh, I see what you did there. Hoping something would stick for the first pick of the draft, our first pick of the draft. And we're very excited to have gotten Overdue at this spot in the draft. A former Monkey alumni, you could say Overdue's return to New York was long overdue. Wow.
Okay. All right. The first one was the first one was funny. The first one was legitimate funny. The second one just ruined it.
Okay, so next we have Honolulu, but not really. It's actually Chicago's pick. But it doesn't really matter because with pick 39, Chicago selected wide receiver Logan Runswell, user Chicken Leg, who just happened to retire after we did the draft, but before the draft stream.
The card is right.
Pick.
It's just the background's wrong.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Oh, it
Chicago Render.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things because I doubt they're watching. So let's see who.
Hey, Chicken Leg, if you come back, I'll fix this card for you.
Oof.
If you come back, well, never mind. I won't say that. Might be considered tampering. Never mind. New Orleans is up.
All right, so we have essentially back-to-back picks here. So with the 40th overall pick, Nola selects KW1. I'm gonna say KW1. Yep. Tatum Washington III, running back from Tijuana. You know, at this point, like, you know, the rest of the other teams, we're trying to search for diamonds in the rough. And with Tatum, I don't know if he's active because the last time we saw him active was a couple weeks ago. But if he comes back, we'll have a spot for him and he'll be able to, you know, help contribute in any way possible. And with that, with the 41st overall pick, New Orleans selects Jiggly_333, Midwest Emo, defensive end from Minnesota. And we decided, you know, I'm surprised this user, Jiggly fell this low, especially with that TPE level and, you know, being a defensive end, a position of need. Despite what, you know, we'll call them rumors. Let's say what, you know, happened in the past. Despite that, I'm surprised no one took a chance on him, even in the third round. And we just thought, you know, let's take a shot. Let's take a shot at them, especially the position of need.
Definitely. Could be a huge steal here. Jiggly said that they plan on earning more than their last player, but less than the player before that. So that should still be a serviceable. Yeah, still end up being a serviceable player. Let's see if Arizona gets a serviceable player next.
All right, Arizona with the 42nd overall pick. Arizona Outlaws select Lil Monkey CG Breezy Jr., quarterback from Tijuana. And according to Simo here, seeing Monk fall this far is shocking. He is a great locker room individual who had a fantastic season in Tijuana. Long-time member there, hopefully. Being a long-time member there, hopefully we can help CG Breezy Jr. become one of the next great ISFL greats. Yeah, no, I agree with Simo. I'm surprised
Yeah,
CG fell this far too.
I love Monkey. It's unfortunate Chicago is just in no position to be choosing a quarterback, and that's how it goes sometimes. So, next up, we have you again.
And yeah, at this point, it's with the 43rd overall pick, we selected one in the CTF, Kane Erickson, defensive end, Bondi Beach. This is essentially for all the new users watching. Sometimes in drafts like these, when you get to the end, the users may be IA and active, and you try to pick the diamonds in the rough that may come back. So in this case, we hope he does come back because he might be a bit of a steal or maybe like a low earner raw guy. But it is what it is at this point.
Yeah, would not be the first time someone considered IA came back. So we'll see if it happens. But I'd be even happier if it happened to the next pick, which is safety Griffin Crunk, user Griff Crunk, to Chicago, my butchers. Yeah, basically what Moby said. Inactive. If you're watching, reach out to me, send me a DM, we'll get you in the locker room, help you along. And next is Orange County.
Oh, okay. Orange County, with the last pick of this draft, the Orange County Otters select Fart Simpson, Dan Hall, safety from Portland.
Great username.
And at this point, OCO pretty much said there isn't much to be said about the last pick in the draft, but it's always fun to pick Mr. Irrelevant. Fart_Simpson_. If you ever see this and wish to return, we will welcome you back with open arms.
Interesting that he added the underscore at the end. I can't imagine just Fart_Simpson was taken on the forums. But
that was according to the notes.
Could be wrong. All right, I think that concludes the draft, right? Isn't that the last pick? Congrats to everyone selected. Oh, what? Infinite?
Should be the last pick, yes.
Yeah, as I mentioned it.
Congrats to everyone drafted. Thank you guys for joining me, helping me present this. Sorry for the technical difficulties earlier. There's always one thing that goes wrong each draft that I stream, but thankfully it was a small thing this time. All right, yeah, that's it. I think we'll call it here. Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, gentlemen. Yep.